a Queens by the Minute exclusive.
Move over to the right a bit. Excuse me, please.
Thanks for coming out today. I just wanted to get your attention. We are here from the Meadowmere Park Civic Association, also representing Rosedale, which this community is right here. I want to introduce Todd Kaminsky. He's been our advocate in this. We've been battling it for the last year and a half, almost 2 years. There's a lot of facts about this that people should know, which, I'll go over. I want to give Todd some time just to let you know what he's doing to advocate for this situation here.
Good morning, everybody. Let me get a big cheer. Are we ready to stand up for our community? Now, I gotta say, I'm a reasonable guy. We try writing letters, we try making calls, we try to be normal about this, but when we don't get treated like respect, it's time that we give our voice to say, we won't take it anymore. Right. All right, here's the bottom line. These are the homes of great communities. We are nobody's dumping ground. Now, this is the farthest edges of New York City. Maybe somebody thought no one else would notice, but our community's noticed. Let's think about two things that make this a really sad situation. This isn't helpful for homeless people. We're not near a subway. There's no jobs they're going to be walking to. This is trying to keep people out of view, except it happened to be our backyard.
Right.
Now, when you talk about putting sex offenders, which has occurred multiple times, when people are roaming the streets full of children, it's not safe for anybody. Really? So let's do what's right for the occupants, let's do it right for the community, and shut this down! Shut it 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 down! So I am going to use the full power of my position as a state senator. We got to urge all the elected officials around here to stand up for us, because got a question for you. Are we the dumping ground of New York City? No! Are we going to take this anymore? No! Are we sending a message loud and clear today that we want to get this? Yes! So I'm going to give this back to Diane. We're going to talk about Diane's a movie star, okay. So I'm going to have Mr. Holden speak for you for a minute, and then we're going to start cheering again, because we will not be anyone's dumping ground.
Not going to take it.
No, and get back to protest.
I don't think the bees like us, nor
they're
do
protesting too.
I don't think the Holiday Inn likes us so much either. But we have to keep doing this. We have to send the message. By the way, everybody write to Holiday Inn and tell them what's going on here. Tell them how they're ruining the brand, obviously, by putting, obviously, people with problems, that they're throwing them out at 9 a.m., the homeless, and sending them to the neighborhoods. We don't want that. We refuse to put up with that. And again, there's an attack on the middle class by our friend de Blasio, Comrade de Blasio, by the way, that we call him in Maspeth. Maspeth has been protesting now for over a month. Every night, every weekday night in front of the hotel, the proposed homeless shelter, where they want to put 220 people in there. And again, it's documented, 20 to 25% of the homeless have serious mental illness. Plus you had 3 sex offenders in here, I believe, which is causing an additional problem. Do you want your kids to be exposed to this on a daily basis and we can't control? We don't want that here, and we don't want it in Maspeth, we don't want it in the city of New York. Shouldn't invite people from other states, and that's why we have a problem with homelessness. They're inviting 20 to 25% of them, again, from other states to come stay in the city of New York in a hotel room free of charge. That should not be on the backs of the taxpayers of the city of New York.
Right.
Now, again, we'll come anytime you guys want over here. This is Rosedale. I know Meadowmere Park. I went to the Civic Association last week. Great association. Again, more people have to get involved. But again, write the Holiday Inn. Write to them. Tell them what's happening here. I don't know about it. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're done being nice with the mayor's office. We're done asking politely. From now on, we demand, shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Let me lower it.
Shut it down. 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 Shut it down.
Good morning, everyone. For you guys that don't know me, my name is Mike Papa, and I'm from Maspeth, and we're going through the same problems that you guys are going over here with this hotel in our community. So we want to join forces here and help you guys in your fight, and help every other community, not only these two. We have to make this an alliance of all the civic groups in the city, right? And we have to get our elected officials on board, and they have to reach out to make an alliance of the elected officials also in our communities, right? So I want to talk a little bit about today, about the last time we protested. We went to Floral Park, and we went to Belrose, Long Island. I think, well, it's borderline Long Island, Queens. And we have a gentleman here today, and I want to address the propaganda video that Mayor de Blasio and Mr. Banks, the DHS fellow there, put out the day after we protested over there, saying how Daddy, why are these people protesting outside of our homes, the only safe place that we have to say? And he made himself look again like a white knight. We're going to take them all to the zoo so that they're safe for the day, away from these criminals that are coming to protest outside the only safe home that they have, and all of this propaganda that he put on there. So we're going to tell the truth about the propaganda video that Mr. Banks and Mr. de Blasio put out last week, and what they actually did to the people that are living in that shelter over there when we were on our way. And we're not in this because we don't like the homeless. We're here to serve our community and to serve also the homeless, and that's Mr. Banks' job, and Mr. de Blasio is his boss. So these guys are responsible for the welfare and the well-being of them, and I'm going to tell you what he did to them. This man right here lives in the shelter that we protested at in Floral Park at the Quality Inn, owned by Mr. Patel and run by Acacia Network, all right? This man lives in there, and he's going to tell you the story of what they did when we were coming there to protest. Go ahead, tell them what you got.
Alrighty then. For those who don't know me, my name is Aaron. I'm not going to say my last name. I don't want to put no shame to my family, just in case.
There is no shame there.
No shame.
The head of only shame is Banks and de Blasio.
Yeah. For those who are here today, the day last week, I think it's last week Saturday.
Yeah.
They told you can't hear me. Can you hear me? They told me that you guys are coming here to protest. Now they didn't tell us it was going to be a peaceful protest. They told us it was going to be a violent protest. Now we didn't know that.
Who told you that?
That's DHS.
Okay.
Now me and my family refused to leave, so they were telling us if we didn't leave, they were going to send us back to the intake center and take my child away. Wow. Now, I refuse to do any of that. I work for EMS. I volunteer for EMS for the city. I've been going through so many community board meetings, and I've been actually listening to community board meetings, so I decided, let me listen to Queens. I go everywhere to find who's in charge of community board meetings in Queens, and until I finally find out what you guys are actually doing. You actually are helping us. The food, yes, they do provide food, but it's not really good food. My fiance and my child got through 3 times food poisoning because of the food. There is wasteful food. Yes, they provide it, but it's not good food. They do not treat us right. They do threaten to take our child away as a scare tactic. That's all they do is scare tactics every day. It's an everyday scare tactic unless you take them to court. Once you take them to court, it's different. I've taken them to court and now they're quiet.
How long have you been living there?
For 2 weeks I've been living here, but I've been moved around a lot of times.
How long have you been in the shelter system?
Last year we were in the shelter system for a year, then they told us that we had to go back to a domestic violence location. I'm keep trying what I'm doing. Anyways, the DHS is lying. The Blasio administration put up that video online on Twitter and Facebook. That is not true. Nobody was scared. We were just trying to find answers. They're trying to use you guys as bad guys. Technically, you guys aren't bad guys. You're trying to help us.
That's correct.
I just want you guys to tell these guys inside that they are not alone. They are scared of DHS. They ain't scared of you. They're scared that they're going to lose their placement. They're going to have to go back to PATH. PATH is an intake center up in the Bronx on 159th Street, 151 159th, I think it is, near Yankee Stadium. I think that's it. Is that it?
Which, by the way, is about 7 blocks from where Mr. Patel just built a new facility that he's getting ready to open pretty soon, real close to the pass.
Now, the PATH intake center it's all right, not unless you're an MOS. Unlike me, I'm an MOS. Unlike everybody else, not unless you claim you're an MOS, they're going to treat you like garbage.
What is MOS?
An MOS is stating that I work for EMS. Member of service. It took me to state that I'm a member of service for them to respect me to get what I need. If I didn't show them that I volunteered for EMS, they didn't care. They did not care at all. Just yesterday, last night, we got approved for housing because of you people.
Say that again.
For permanent housing?
Say it again.
They don't want to hear that part.
For permanent housing.
Exactly. That's what we're fighting for.
Place in the kitchen.
Now, as far as the food part, I don't know how that's gonna change, but I don't understand how people can eat that food and continue eating it if they're gonna keep getting sick. Even though I'm pulling money out of my pocket, it's not a problem.
Do you feel like your
Say again?
daughter?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you feel like your child is safe in that shelter where you're staying over there in Floral Park?
As long as I'm ready to fight, I feel she's safe. But if I'm not there, she is not safe.
That's an answer.
How many caseworkers do you have?
There's only one caseworker. That caseworker is currently working by himself.
How many people?
Her herself. How many people? I do not know. But there are people moving out.
All right. So, you want to speak? Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Meadowmere community, I'm going to give this to Diane Kircher, who's going to tell you what they've been enduring.
Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I appreciate, the truth that everybody's saying regarding these shelters. It's very difficult to get the actual story. I just want to tell you some facts so that people are aware of this particular site. This particular site is a 205-room hotel, which was fought tooth and nail back in 2010 because there was no need for it here. The other hotel a block away became a full-fledged shelter, the Saratoga Inn. A few years back, we were fearful that this would become the same situation. Despite everybody's protests about it, it went through, it became a 205-room hotel. After Sandy, it was completely full with contractors. After the contractors left in about 2014, we saw what happens. They started to contract with Bedco, which is the nonprofit that provides the services for these gentlemen, that we can't confirm whether or not they're getting the services. All I can tell you about this particular location is that the men have to leave side entrances. They are secretly housed there. There's no community integration for any of these men. I mean, if you want to help people, you want to integrate them in the community, I think there isn't anybody in any community that would say, we don't want these people. We want the men to join our community, not secretly come and go, be forced to leave, have meals in their room. That's that side of it. The other side is us as a community. At level 3 sex offenders being housed here in secret, no notification to the community board, the police, the fire department. It should be criminal. I imagine on some level it is. The situation's not getting better for them or for us, and I think that has to be looked at. This solution that Mayor de Blasio has to help the crisis, the homeless crisis, is not effective. Financially, the monetary amount that they're paying is ridiculous, and I have questions, just like the gentleman said, whether the services that Bedco is being paid for are being distributed to these men. So I think this particular location is not a good location for it.
So for those of you that may not be familiar with it, Meadowmere is a wonderful community where people stay generation after generation. Right? It's a family community. The family's been there for a long time, and it was really hurt in Superstorm Sandy. And they've done such a great job getting back on their feet, fighting for government funds, fighting insurance, fighting for their homes, and then to know that without even being asked, someone put a shelter here, and that there are sex offenders a football field away is just simply not right. Being a good neighbor means reaching out and having dialogue. It doesn't mean we'll put it here and we'll hope you don't notice. All right? So at the end of the day, we've written letters, but we need to get more organized. We got to keep fighting, and we will not be silenced. So at the end of the day, I want to end this rally on an important note where we all come in unison, we all say we're not going to take it anymore, and we end with the rousing chorus of "Shut it down! Shut it down!" Thank you.
Guys, hold on. This isn't the end of the rally. We're only getting started right now.
Mike, fundraising Saturday.
Yeah, guys, we're only getting started. We still got a few more things to talk about. We're not going to end this yet, right? So we have a fundraiser going for the legal fees that we plan to file suit against the city as soon as we see this contract. So we're having a fundraiser on October 8th, that's this Saturday.
So, what's that?
For bus trips.
Okay, for bus trips, whatever it is, we're going to use the money to come out here and support different communities. And it's on October 8th at O'Neill's Restaurant in Maspeth. You guys can look up the address. It's right on 65th Place in Maspeth. It's at 1 p.m. Okay, so I want to get back to talking about what the issue here. Aside from the fundraiser, if you guys can make it, that would be great. But I want to talk to Mr. Banks. Mr. Banks says, there's a solution, and he actually was on the news the other day saying, I said that this would get worse before it got better, and I said that the numbers would increase when we released our plan 6 months ago. And he released that plan with Mayor de Blasio, and he hasn't instituted one thing. As a matter of fact, he's done exactly the opposite of what he said he's going to do. And the more homeless people there are, which are up to over 60,000 now, the more homeless there are, the more money Akasha makes. The more money Akasha makes, they keep de Blasio in office, they keep the DHS going. This is a business for these guys. Make no mistake about it. This is a business for Acacia and WCO and all of these so-called and Bedco and all of these so-called non-profit shelter runners here. This is completely a business. It has nothing to do with trying to help anyone, as that man there just stated. And he told you, they threatened to take his children away. And he's glad that we came there. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people that are glad that they came there. As a matter of fact, there's a fella in this crowd right now that has video of whoever works in this hotel. The homeless people are supposed to move out by 9:30 in the morning. They were coming out the back door. They're not allowed to use the front door. And the workers of the hotel pushed them back in the door and did not allow them to come out because we were here. Is that how you treat people? Why aren't they letting them come out and tell their story? Tell us what's going on inside there. Tell the news what's going on inside there. Why is that going on? Banks says he didn't know about it. He didn't know what was going on with the meals. He didn't know what was going on, that the caseworkers are not doing their jobs. He didn't know that people were in the shelter system for 9 years and they were paying $5,500 a month to keep them in one room for 9 years. He didn't know that. It's his job to know that. He's the commissioner of the Department of Homeless Services, and he's not doing his job, and he needs to go, and so does de Blasio. So. You know, I want to know what the end game for these people are. These people need help. They need jobs. They need to get introduced back into society from whatever their problems are. As we said, it's addiction problems, it's domestic violence problems, it's mental illnesses, and these people get paid to help them, and they're not doing it. You just heard the man. He just said it. They had one caseworker for 100 people in his shelter and just got fired because of us. He said that because of us. Because of what we're doing, they're starting to get help. So we need to keep this up. We need to grow this. Everybody get on board. Debbie Cox is building a website right now. It's right here on my t-shirt, solutionsnotshelters.com. You guys are going to be available to a lot more information and documents and ads and articles and lawsuits and responses from the city about this, and educate yourself about it. That's the strongest tool we have is education. Go on there and read everything we got, and when we need you to do something, emails, letters to send, everybody needs to get involved and stay involved. Don't drop the ball here. We got to keep this fight up because it's working, all right? We're helping people here. Don't let them villainize you. You're not a villain. You're part of the solution. And that's what we're going to do. Find the solution.
You with the Belrose group? Mommy! That's the youngest one. Come on. Okay. She's speaking very loudly with that in her mouth, isn't she? There she is. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
No homeless shelter! 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 No homeless shelter!
Turned out to be a good event.
See the part with
Email me.
No homeless shelter! No homeless shelter! No homeless shelter! No homeless shelter! No homeless shelter!
Boycott! 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 Boycott!
Boycott!